Hey there, my friends, how are you? If you have been here before, you know who I am. To anybody new, it's Tanya here, and we just talk about shit. So I've been away for a couple of weeks. We've had Easter here in Australia. It's a major holiday. I also had to be up the coast. I often talk about my closest friend, Joanne, and she's had some major ill health, which she will come on here, I think, next week and talk about. But I had to be at the hospital near her place because I promised her I would be there when she went into surgery and come back out. So during that period, I actually had to take my mum, and there's a whole pile of stuff behind that, and we're going to start talking about my passion, and that's elderly care and the value of people, all right, and how easy it is to ignore somebody's value when they're either really young or they're very elderly, even by their own loved ones. So look for those videos. They're coming soon. We'll be talking a lot about that. And I actually realised that this is something that I should have been talking about because it is my passion, that people are valuable regardless of faith, regardless of race, regardless of opposing ideas. We're all valuable, all right? And I feel blessed and grateful, as I always say, blessed and grateful to come across people in my life and have differing opinions, differing backgrounds, and actually be able to have conversations or to care about people. So for the last couple of weeks, it's been really hectic with my friend in hospital. It's been really hectic with my mum and supporting her. I was very, very lucky that my youngest son lives very close to where my friend lives while I was up there for the operation, and I was extremely lucky that he actually put his hand up to have his grandmother for a few days, which was fantastic for her because he's got his little boy and his partner's little boy, so two great grandchildren that she was able to spend Easter with while I was dedicating my time to my friend. Lots of things went on. And we won't talk about it this video because this video is just letting you know I haven't gone anywhere. You know I like keeping up with my videos. It has helped my mental health. It's helped everything. There's heaps more I want to say, but I don't think on this video I can actually do it because when we finally come down here, it's actually time for people getting home from work and people walking their dogs and all that sort of stuff. So we've tried this for about an hour now and had lots of disruptions. And I just want to say that future videos are probably going to be a little bit more deep other than decluttering. We're still going to have all that stuff, and I still appreciate you all for being here, but I think we're going to go into some depth. Yesterday my mum and I went for lunch, and I am very lucky to have people that support me, so they were able to help me support my mum, and you don't know how grateful I am for that when there are people that are fit and healthy but in their own minds they're just too busy for it all. It doesn't matter what she's done for them. So we'll be doing videos on the value of the elderly, because yesterday while we were having lunch, there was a couple that live in my building, and just about was going to leave, but I thought I'll go to the bathroom first because the walk's a bit slower when I take mum somewhere. And these people were where we were having lunch, and the lady looked very stressed and grabbed my arm as I went past. Now, they're a beautiful couple. I met them when I first moved into my building. They used to drive, and sadly, one of the partners is going through the early stages of dementia, and that's a really hard, difficult thing for people to deal with when they don't have other supports. So anyway, cut a long story short, she told me for 9 weeks she had batteries taken out of a garbage chute. We have cleaners, all right? They come and do the floors and they do the garbage chutes and whatever on each floor, and they'd put them in the hallway. And I was told it was batteries. 9 weeks this lady had been begging for somebody to help. She asked the cleaners that actually removed them out of the garbage chute and put them outside her door, which had nothing to do with her. It just happens that her apartment is near that door. Could they take them downstairs to the recycling area? And these are only employees. These are beautiful girls, and since they've been in our building, they've done a great job. But they rang their boss, and their boss said, oh no, don't touch them, just leave them there. They didn't even put them back where somebody had put them. Don't handle them. She rang the governing body of our building to handle it, and it's community housing or government housing. And for 9 weeks, she has been absolutely petrified, for her and her husband, all right, that, as I've just said, early stages of dementia, all right, if there was a fire, and we're seeing about e-batteries and this and that and the other exploding all the time and causing huge fires. Well, let me tell you, we've had 2 fires in our building in the last, say, 4 months. Just before Christmas, there was an enormous one, and then about 8 weeks ago, there was another one on different levels, and one of them happened to be on their level. So that's absolutely petrified this woman about this stuff being left in the hallway and having to work with people for 9 weeks and get no help. The people that she's paying for rent, the people that are supposed to be cleaning the building, not the actual staff, but the companies that have the contracts for cleaning, all right, telling her their batteries. She grabs my arm, and because she was so distressed, I just like, don't worry, I will send emails, we'll get this sorted, don't worry. I don't know what we're supposed to do with batteries, I know there's collection points. Cut a long story short, after I got home, I left my mum in the house and I went to her floor, to where her unit is, and she was right. Not only was the stuff that had been removed from the garbage area outside their door, but people had started to put shit on top of it. It was becoming a dumping ground. Now, this woman has to be in her mid-70s, fearful for her and her husband's life because of the fires we've had, and for 9 weeks, nobody helping, all right? As it turns out, I go up and I take photos, and I'll show you the photos of what it was. It was 2 heavy speakers and a component for a stereo unit, but far too heavy for an elderly person to lift. Even for me, when I lifted, and I'm very strong, even when I lifted, I could feel the weight in it. But they didn't look like speakers. So nobody wanted to take them. Now, we know what's been happening around the world with these big e-batteries and stuff. That's what they were convinced that's what it was, and I don't blame them, all right? Because when I looked at them, I went, hang on a minute, what's that? But once I moved them and everything, I realised what it was. Luckily, I had somebody with me. We went, we got a trolley, and we just I told her it might take me a couple of days, but when I realised what it was and the fear in that woman's face for trying to get her husband out of the building, because we've had 2 huge fires on different levels and one of them was on hers, I just couldn't leave it. Now, I'm not praising myself, but what I'm saying is that people need to be held accountable for this stuff. Not just the cleaning company, not just the government who runs the building, all right, and if there's deaths, there is liability for this sort of stuff, but our neighbours. I am probably 15 years younger than them, but they're much frailer than I am. Maybe I'm 15 to 20 years younger, but they're much frailer than I am. I was able to just remove that stuff because I was going to leave it because I said, oh, I'll promise you it'll be gone by tomorrow. And then I thought, I couldn't get the fear of that woman's face out of my head. So I ended up doing it on the spot with somebody to help me. And all we did was get an old trolley that's in the garage, put it in there, put it out on the street where everybody takes stuff, where the council picks up anything that's not normal rubbish, all right? And my point on this is, be kind. Notice when people need your help. No, even if it's only a smile in the street, you can tell when somebody is so deep in dark thought that a smile or a hello or how are you today will make a difference. Now, I haven't seen these people since it's been done, and I will see them over the next few days. We're not neighbours that knock on the door and think. We've just passed each other in the halls, but in a couple of the fires, I have actually assisted people, and she recognised that nobody was helping her, but maybe if she spoke to me, she could get assistance. That's a really damning and sad state of affairs, you know, like, I don't know what to say. All I want to say to you out there is, I don't have neighbours in my house. I don't go into neighbours' houses. I live my life. I just want to say to you, when somebody's in distress, help them. Help them. Because the stuff that's going on around the world is because nobody cares. Or they're too wrapped up in their own lives to make a statement. If it's your neighbour, if it's a dog, if whatever it is, reach into your heart, because that's where it really is, all right? I have trouble at times reaching into my heart, but it's not for just the odd person. It's for people that are probably closer to me, and I'm watching them do despicable things to people that can't defend themselves. Anyway, we're going to have some big videos on the elderly, on children, and actually being conscious and getting out of ourselves, all right, and the feeling it gives you to help another human being when they're in distress. The tiniest thing. It ended up being nothing, just somebody dumping. Now, our building's a very good building, but somebody new or whatever, they thought they were doing the right thing, putting them in the garbage chute. Then the cleaners come, they put them in the hallway, the cleaners didn't touch them after that. It's all good. Just watch out for things, for people around you, and please be aware that the smallest thing, all right, can help somebody. So now that lady and her husband are actually able to sleep at night after being neglected for 9 weeks by people that should have been helping them. That's it, guys. That's what I got for you. It's not a lot, but here we are. Hope you enjoy the view, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed and grateful. Like, share and comment, and we'll have more discussions on this in coming videos. Thank you.